Yes, we're back. We're in phase one. We're in Division 3. And for you guys that probably been playing this game, you probably know that you can't see your ranking by pressing square. So everyone in the top division, they're all here. So have a look at these guys and check out some of their channels or whatnot. I've tried to have a look at some of them, but yeah, um, it is what it is, as they say. Um, Yeah, it's been good. It's definitely been good so far. I think the game's kind of back near where it needs to be. I just want to go back into my team just to show you my game plan and what's going on. Basically, I'll jump into the reserves first of all. Right? Basically, I've just got these guys going on here. So I've tried to build up a team with a nice mix of youngsters and a nice mix of players that I generally trust. I'm not trying to overdo it. I got rid of all the crap that was in there, all the rubbish like free players and all this. Like just got rid of them, got them out the door. Just want to kind of concentrate on honing some core players. So the first team's looking like this at the moment. So I got Peter Cech and Oliver Kahn, but I hated Oliver Kahn in the last two games. So he's still on the bench because he's the only other goalkeeper I've got. But I got two legend goalkeepers, so I'm absolutely fine with Peter Cech. He's been leveled up. I think he's almost where he needs to be now. I think he's like on level 7 out of 8 or something. So that's been fine for me. At least no stresses for goalkeepers. Um, if I had to go and look for a goalkeeper, a normal goalkeeper, that wouldn't be an issue. There's loads of decent goalkeepers, so it's not really a problem. If you're gonna be doing something with your goalkeeper, probably the best thing I suggest to do is try to work on perhaps I'd say the goalkeeping too. I think it's the goalkeeping too. Let's have a look. Um, let's have a quick look. Player actions, progression, um, player stats. So on goalkeeping 2, you've got goalkeeping parrying. Like that's the one that you want to get up as much as you can. Like get a good goalkeeper and get goalkeeping parrying up as much as you can, because literally people are toe punting the ball at your goalkeeper and it's going straight at someone else. So if that parrying was like 95, that ball may have a chance of not going to someone else. But like obviously, like it's something that they haven't fixed or they don't want to fix in this game. So like try and get that up as much as you can. I went for like a broad base across just to have everything and a bit of strength, but a bit of power in the air, whatever. But I'd definitely be looking at the parrying, because if you could do manual goalkeeping, which I can more or less, just to get it in line once you realise that everything else is done and start messing about with that. We'll talk about that later on down the line. But literally, I think the goalkeeper parrying and reach is the most important thing. The reflexes, of course, catching, it's not really that important. If you can reselect the goalkeeper again with the R3 and L1 and reposition yourself again, I wouldn't be slumping loads of points onto that and that. I'd say the parrying and the goalkeeper reach is the most important. The reflexes obviously is important, but the parrying, because there's so many goals coming from that at the moment. Even if you reposition the goalkeeper, even if you're good at manual goalkeeper, the goals are coming like that. So people are just toe punting it into the goalkeeper, running, picking up the pieces. Obviously, it's difficult to select the defenders, so it is what it is. Um, what else did I want to talk about from this? Um, Strength. I've seen a lot of people online talking about leveling up and what you need to do, and there's other channels that'll be much better at explaining that to you than me, in more depth, or more bothered, should I say? But 100% for me, what you want to be looking at, because it's a scrappy game out there online, man. It's a scrappy game out there online. Once you've done your level training, for example, you've got that. I want to stick that on De Bruyne. You level him up, fine. I'm discarding changes at the moment. I don't want to use my last one. Um, you go to player progression, and you've got all the stats that you would normally look at: finishing, passing, But these players, they're already good at all this stuff anyway. Obviously, this guy's leveled up. My De Bruyne is only 89 anyway, no issue. All these stats, they're already high enough. Like, once you're in the high 70s, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. The kind of things that I'm looking for is this. Defensive awareness, tackling, aggression, defensive engagement. Because the ball is bouncing off one guy to the next guy to the next guy. You need to have a good balance, which is true. So, balance again. Here, so you want in the strength department, acceleration, balance, more important, and stamina, obviously. So those two there. And if you can spare some points, because most people, they're just going to top this stuff up. It's going to top all this stuff up and be like, oh, he's 95, he's 98, yeah, it's great, yeah, 95, 98, the best player in the world. This stuff's really important. And it takes you a lot of points, but you need to have players that can scrap in this game. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. Unless you're a really, really, really technical player. I'd say I'm a fairly technical player. I'm not really, I'm not the be all and end all for me isn't skills. Never been that interested. But there's so much bounce back and forward on this game that, like, this is a really key area that you want your central midfielders and attacking midfielders to have, and your wingers, and everybody needs to have this, and your forwards. Don't go mad on it, but every time you top up, for every 2 that you do for your offensive, every 2 that you do for this, do 1 on this. Just do 1 on this. Trust me, you feel a lot better, because your players have to have some type of strength. They have to have some type of ability to get hold of somebody like Barrios, or somebody like I don't know, like anybody like that that's got a bit of strength and speed about them. Like, they need to be able to do that. So that's important. So don't neglect that section. If you've got a player that you like, try to build up. Okay, so back to the team. This is how I'm looking at the moment. I've got 2 things happening. So we go to tactics, and you've got sub tactic. I've got it set on a 4-4-2, and this is quite annoying because mid game you can't really see this, because what happens is you come back into the game and you're looking at this. So you switch that on and you're still looking at this on the pause menu. Now, you don't want to be wasting too much time, so it'd be nice if they could put back what they had before, but you could actually see what tactic you had on the screen. Yeah, so that's my one. So effectively, as you can see here, Richarlison, who was on the left of the 3 at the top, he goes to the centre, and De Bruyne and Saka, they change sides. Tielemans and Granit Xhaka, they stay in the midfield, and the back 4 remains the same. So it's that, and then it switches back to that, which is the main formation. So if I'm not doing too well, if something's happening, I'll just switch that over in the game. I've been practicing a bit, switching over in the game, just to see how it works, because sometimes you see someone's kind of clock the fact that you've got wingers, something happens, they might score whatever, you change it over, or it goes out of a frame, you change it over, and all of a sudden it goes to like the 2, and you have to do it in the right time. But you change it over and it's looking like that, all of a sudden they see Xhaka popping up on they see Saka popping up on the left, and De Bruyne is all the way deep on the right there, like looking to fling a ball into 2 guys. So it's quite disorientating. I stung a good player today with that as well. So yeah, just all the rest of the stuff, I think it's there, but it's there online for you to look at. But it's just my opinion about that. That's what I'll be giving out, and I'll be documenting Division 3 shortly.